Let's see if I studied for my New Testament class. The New Testament books in order are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts, Romans, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, Jude, and Revelation. So I can tell you about the books of the Bible, but can I give you any information about them? Matthew was written in 65 AD. It portrays Jesus as the Old Testament fulfillment of prophecy and the royal Messiah. Mark was written before Matthew. It is the first gospel written by John Mark, traditionally associated with the teachings of the Apostle Peter. It was written in 60 AD, and it was the quickest paced gospel, uses the word immediately a lot. Jesus was the suffering Messiah in this one, in the atoning sacrifice. In Luke, Jesus is portrayed as, his death is an injustice. He's portrayed as a minister to the marginalized. He is the Son of Man, and the Gospel of Luke was written in the year AD 70. Luke was a companion of Paul, and it is the only book with a prologue. The book of John highlights Jesus' glory through his death and love, and not through so much as miracles. The miracles, there's 7 main miracles in John to help the reader believe, but an interesting thing is that the miracles are, a lot of them are based on words, showing that to a second generation of Christians, mostly Gentiles, that Jesus' word was as good as his touch, and that his word is still relevant to us today. Moving on from the Gospels to Acts. Acts, historically and theologically, has 2 points. It's how the gospel reached the world. It is how it went from Jerusalem all the way to Rome, which was the known world at the time. And it is who and what the gospel contained, recorded through apostolic speeches and miracles. The book of Romans has 2 models that Paul uses to explain salvation. It has the legal model and it has the redemption model. The legal model, sin is a violation of the law, and in the redemption model, sin is a cosmic power. Jesus, in this model, is the atonement. He's the atonement for sin in the legal model, and in the redemption model, he is the victor over sin's cosmic power. So moving on from Romans to Galatians. Galatians is Paul's most fiery epistle, written to cover issues related to legalistic views in the church. It was addressing the needing for Gentiles to be circumcised in order to be saved. Ephesians was written regarding the importance of the church. Philippians was basically Paul just glazing the Philippians because he loved them. Both Ephesians and Philippians were prison epistles, just so that Paul wrote while in prison. Colossians was written to the church in Colossae. It was Colossians. It was written regarding a issue of Jewish mysticism, where they believed that Christ was just one of God's appearance in one of his many forms. And Paul argued that he was divine, highlighted his humanity, and he highlighted that Jesus was very important in regards to the second coming and redemption. We're running out of time here. Let's see, Philippians, Colossians. Let's see, Ephesians, Philippians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians. 1 Thessalonians. It was written to correct beliefs, mainly to a young Gentile audience, just telling them to maintain sexual purity and also counseling them on the second coming. Looks like I'm running out of time here, so I'm going to do a part 2.